Y'all, the drama in hip-hop heaven and heartbreak hell is reaching astronomical levels. You're right, the revelation that Remy, presumably Remy Ma, found out about Papoose's alleged secret wedding to Claressa Shields via a leaked wedding vendor invoice is absolutely explosive. The image you paint of Remy's Instagram live, hoodie on, tears streaming, breath shaking, is heartbreaking. For her to find out this life-altering betrayal not through a direct conversation, but through a leaked document labeled Private Ceremony Pap, is a gut punch of epic proportions. The internet's swift reaction, renaming him Papoose and labeling him the betrayal blueprint, speaks volumes about the perceived gravity of this situation, especially given their long-held image as the gold standard of Black love. The question of how someone goes from that pedestal of loyalty to allegedly being a silent groom in another woman's fairy tale is indeed perplexing. Did Claressa Shields truly outmaneuver Remy for the crown? Or is this a plot twist so disrespectful it redefines hip-hop relationship history? It certainly feels like the latter, especially considering the weight of their shared history and public persona. And you're spot on. The evidence you've mentioned, from secret bookings to a custom ring receipt, promises to unravel this story in a way we probably can't even fully imagine yet. Let's definitely rewind, because as you say, this kind of betrayal doesn't just materialize overnight. The fact that it's been simmering under the surface for months, maybe years, adds another layer of pain and complexity. Remy Ma, the rap legend, the bronze royalty, who weathered prison and maintained her relationship with Papoose, their story was one of unwavering commitment. Papoose, for over a decade, was the epitome of loyalty. The matching hoodies, the jailhouse romance, the red carpet handholding. They were relationship goals, their bond seemingly unbreakable, inspiring, wedding photos on vision boards. Now, that vision board has been metaphorically set on fire. The alleged creeping with boxing champion Claressa Shields and the impending ring are shocking enough, but the manner in which Remy found out, through a leaked RSVP form from an elite Vegas venue, labeled Private Ceremony Pap, adds an extra layer of public humiliation and disrespect. The detail about Remy's stylist cousin claiming Remy had no clue, believing she and Papoose were rebuilding, attending therapy, discussing a joint podcast, even wearing her ring again, makes the betrayal even more devastating. The leaked invite ending up in a group chat labeled "Do Not Send to Remy" is just brutal. Remy's raw Instagram live, without makeup, hoodie on, voice trembling, and her poignant words, the hardest part about betrayal isn't the act. It's realizing the person you protected the most was protecting someone else from you, clearly resonated deeply, becoming the Remy heartbreak anthem on TikTok in record time. That single line encapsulates the profound sense of betrayal and the unraveling of trust. Now, let's talk about Claressa Shields. While an Olympic champion, her history of being extra loud with her wins and extra quiet when things start getting shady does raise eyebrows in this context. The instances you mentioned, Remy skipping Papoose's private dinner, Claressa's "Thank You Pap" cake, the matching hoodie, the similar backgrounds, and the infamous accidental IG live with the giggling and the warning, "Don't post that. She follows you," were all subtle red flags that, in hindsight, paint a clearer, more troubling picture. Papoose's consistent silence throughout these moments only adds to the suspicion and fuels the narrative of a betrayal unfolding behind the scenes. This situation is a stark reminder that even the most seemingly solid relationships can crumble, and the public perception of a couple can be drastically different from the reality. The leaked evidence promises to shed even more light on this messy situation, and the hip-hop world, along with countless fans, is undoubtedly on the edge of their seats waiting to see how this unfolds. Just scripted captions like, "Royalty isn't always returned, but it's always remembered." That one had fans scratching their heads like, wait, is he shaving Remy or praising Claressa? The confusion only deepened when Remy went off-grid. For nearly a month, no posts, no appearances, no performances. Her publicist released a generic statement focusing on personal healing, but behind the scenes, she was spiraling. Sources say she was blindsided. One friend who asked to remain anonymous told us Remy truly believed she and Pap were still a team. This whole Claressa thing? It was a gut punch, like a full betrayal of everything she stood by him for. But that's not all. What most people don't know is that Papoose and Remy weren't just partners in love, they were partners in business. Multiple LLCs, a co-owned publishing deal, and even a non-profit initiative called Black Love Legacy, designed to uplift couples coming out of incarceration. And guess who's now allegedly managing the books on that nonprofit? Claressa's cousin. Let that sink in. The woman allegedly stealing Remy's man might also be handling her joint foundation funds. We're not saying there's foul play, but we're definitely not saying it either. And here's where we hit the tipping point. This week, screenshots leaked from what looks like a Vegas wedding planner portal. Included in the files, custom ring designs with RC Forever engraved inside, a deposit slip from a joint account linked to Papoose and Remy's LLC, and a seating chart with Remy Ma's name crossed out in red. Yes, crossed out. The internet lost its mind. Hashtag Protect Remy started trending again. Hashtag Papandressa started trending too, but not in the way they hoped. One user posted, "Papoose built a legacy with Remy, then threw it all away for a protein shake and a boxer braid. Tragic." Another wrote, "Charliza said undefeated in the ring and in the relationship. I'm sick." But perhaps the wildest reaction came from Fat Joe himself, Remy's longtime friend and collaborator. He posted a cryptic black screen on a story with just one sentence: "Some betrayals don't need revenge, they need distance." That's when fans really knew something serious was going on behind the scenes. And just when people thought it couldn't get more toxic, it did, because Remy wasn't done talking. And her next move? Let's just say it set the internet on fire. So let's talk about what happened next, because Ryma's silence didn't last long. After the seating chart leaked, after the cake photos, after seeing her name crossed out on what should have been her forever, Remy hit go live again. And this time, she wasn't crying. She was furious. In a black tee, minimal makeup, and a tone that could slice glass, Remy looked straight into the camera and said, "You all wanted me to stay quiet, but now that I know the full truth, I'm speaking on it. All of it." And then she did something no one saw coming. She pulled out her phone and began reading text messages allegedly from Papoose. One read, "I didn't mean for you to find out like this. I swear I was going to tell you after the wedding." Another said, "She wanted it private. She didn't want drama, but I didn't think it would go this far." Whoa. Twitter losing every collective brain cell. The captions wrote themselves. After the wedding, she didn't want drama, but she married a married man. Papoose used to be the blueprint. Now he's a cautionary tale. But wait, Remy didn't stop there. She dropped screenshots of wire transfers. Allegedly, money was being moved from the Black Love Legacy joint business account into a second account under the name R Shields Media. You already know what the R stands for. According to Remy, this account was used to pay for wedding photography, a private dress fitting in LA, and a mysterious $18,000 charge labeled Discretion Travel Services. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds a whole lot like we paid someone to keep quiet. Even TikTok detectives jumped on the case, breaking down every detail. One viral video compared timestamps from Claressa's stories and linked them to the exact dates the charges were made. Spoiler, they matched. But it wasn't just the internet reacting. People from the industry started chiming in. Tamar Braxton reposted the clip with the caption, "You can hold a man down for 15 years and still not be enough. Sis, you were more than enough. He was just less." Angela Yee brought it up on her podcast, saying, "Remy's downfall isn't her fault. It's what happens when women invest in potential for too long. That interest rate is heartbreak." Even Swizz Beatz, who rarely comments on anything unrelated to music, posted a picture of Remy and wrote, "Strength wears lashes and pain wears hoodies. Don't ever forget that." Meanwhile, Claressa Shields, acting like she was on a beach somewhere, posted a boomerang in a white robe holding champagne with the caption, "Healing isn't linear, but neither is love." Ma'am, what does that even mean? And yet, she was smiling because at this point, she thought she had won. Public sympathy was low-key tipping in her direction. Her name was buzzing. Brand deals were still intact. Even The Athletic, where collab was set to launch the next week, until the dress-fitting video leaked. Oh yes, you heard right. An anonymous source, rumored to be a stylist who worked the Vegas event, leaked behind-the-scenes footage from Clarissa's private fitting. And in the video, Claressa can be seen standing in front of a mirror in a white satin gown saying, "I can't wait to walk down the aisle. Let her look crazy first, then we move. Let her look crazy." Those 4 words flipped everything. Suddenly, Claressa went from unbothered queen to master manipulator. Twitter caught fire. Reddit forums exploded. Instagram pages reposted the clip with side-by-side footage of Remy crying on live. The public turned hard. One tweet got over 100K likes. This wasn't love. This was calculated clout chasing. Claressa playing chess while Remy gave her a seat at the table. Another comment said, "So she wanted Remy to look unstable while she planned a whole wedding with the same man? That's diabolical." At this point, hashtag Team Remy wasn't just trending, it became a digital movement. Fan pages popped up. People were printing "Remy deserved better" t-shirts. A barbershop in the Bronx even offered free shape-ups for anyone who unfollows Papoose. Meanwhile, what about Papoose? Still silent. His Instagram black screen, no posts, no comments, no explanation. That silence deepened. But then, as if this saga couldn't get messier, an anonymous blog leaked voice memos allegedly between Claressa and Papoose planning a full media rollout. In one, Papoose is heard saying, "We'll tell our truth after the wedding. She'll be too emotional to fight back." In another, Claressa whispers, "Let me post first. You know the world's already on my side." By now, fans were calling for accountability. People were flooding Papoose's old black love content with comments like, "Was it all fake? You wrote love letters in prison just to end up like this?" Remy should have let a real one win her heart. Remy, on the other hand, took the high road, sort of. She reposted a story of her crying live with the caption, "This was my lowest, but not my end." And then she announced something no one expected, a live event titled Healing Out Loud. One night only. The event promised live music, special guests, and a real conversation about heartbreak, betrayal, and rebuilding after public humiliation. Ticket sales sold out in under 48 hours. And just like that, the power started shifting. Remy was no longer the woman crying in her bedroom. She was becoming the face of resilience, of bounce-back energy, of "you won't break me, you just woke me up." But don't worry, this storm wasn't done yet. Because while Remy was gathering her strength, Papoose was finally about to speak. Just when the internet thought it couldn't get any worse, it did. Because finally, after weeks of silence, after raised tears, Claressa's road selfies, and the dress-fitting video heard around the world, Papoose spoke. But was it an apology? Was it a confession? Was it even a sentence we could understand? No, it was a moody black and white video titled "Letter to Myself." Yeah, that's what we got. A spoken word, soft focus moment with lo-fi piano in the background. In the video, Papoose speaks slowly, saying things like, "Sometimes the deepest wedding comes from letting go. You outgrow the silence, but the silence never outgrows you. Some hearts don't cheat, they just change frequencies." Sir, what? You broke a decade-long love story and replaced it with an Instagram poetry jam? The top comment under the reposted video said it best. "This man wrote love letters through a prison wall just to end up mumbling metaphors in grayscale." Embarrassing. But Papoose wasn't done. He followed the video with a post, a quote on a black background that read, "It's complicated. That's all I'll say." And you know who had time that day? Remy. She didn't let him. She didn't need to. She posted a story minutes later that said, "You don't get to say it's complicated after you planned a whole wedding in secret. You get to say I was a coward." Boom. Mic drop. Again, Twitter went into cardiac arrest. And while the fans were eating up this poetic pettiness, something else was quietly happening. Something that wasn't soft, subtle, or sweet. Legal heat. Multiple outlets started reporting that Remy Ma's legal team had officially filed a notice of intent to sue not just Papoose, but Claressa Shields too. The claims, misuse of joint business funds, defamation through leaked media, emotional damages related to coordinated image attacks, and here's the kicker: unauthorized use of Ray's name and likeness in Claressa's upcoming docuseries. Yep, that one apologetic YouTube series Claressa teased. According to sources, it includes direct mentions of Remy, references to her private life,